Welcome back. Today we're talking about the female rivalry script, where it comes from, how it shows up, and more importantly, how we unlearn it. To unpack this layered conversation, I'm joined by two dynamic women who both lead in their fields and believe in the power of sisterhood over silent competition. First, we have Nancy Damidi, a legal and development professional with over 8 years of experience at the intersection of law, gender equity, and grassroots empowerment. She currently serves as the program coordinator for the Nigeria American Football Association's GEMS initiative, where she leads efforts to promote women's participation and leadership in sports. Then, of course, we have joining us the radiant Adenike Ademuwagun, a versatile media personality, voiceover artist, and event host whose voice you've likely heard and whose presence is always unforgettable. Ladies, welcome to the big conversation. Oh my God, this is such a gorgeous lineup. My goodness, Nancy, you look out.
Thank you.
Everything, and Nike, so good. I've been wanting to have Denike here, and I'm so excited to finally have you here on the show.
It's amazing to be here.
Thank you so much. And Nancy, to you too, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Awesome.
It's a delight to be here as well.
All right, fantastic. All right, so we're talking about this female rivalry thing because I know it happens everywhere, and we're talking about how even society unwittingly pitch us against ourselves, because we hear it all the time. Queen Bee. There's always often space for one woman at the table, and I don't know if you've ever experienced that, where you found that, oh, I feel like people are sort of, you know, and I've experienced that. I'm a radio person. And I know, I mean, when I kind of started my career and I started gaining popularity and I got to a certain space, oftentimes people want to bring another female personality to say, oh, this person is going to unseat you. I don't know if you've ever experienced that before, ladies.
Right. Yes, definitely I have. It's not just in the workspace, even in friendship space as well, where it seems like there has to be only one reigning queen. And if then there's another person, they try to pitch you against each other, like, can you see this person? Are you comfortable? They say it so subtly. Are you comfortable with the fact that this person is, you know, here? And I found that it's so unhealthy. It's really unhealthy.
Super unhealthy. How about you, Nancy? Have you experienced that?
Yes. My workspace. I remember when I started. So a lot of people don't know that I'm from Benue.
Wow.
And yeah, so I started working in a space where I was the only lady from Benue. And I rose quickly, and then it became, okay, like, who do you think you are? Why are you here? Yeah, where are you coming from? We've been here. And yeah, so there was the pushback from these ladies that were there that I was supposed to be helping, because I came in as the human resource person and the executive assistant to the CEO at the time. So it puts me at a level where other people had to like work to get there. I just came in, and because of where I was coming from and my background, I was already up there, and then it became a problem, like, where are you coming from, and why do you think you should be up there ahead of the rest of us?
Absolutely. And sorry, I mean, oftentimes this script, if it does feel like someone has an agenda, and they do write the script, but oftentimes a lot of women fall for this, and they play that role of, okay, I mean, why do we, even if someone writes the script for you, you don't have to play. Why do a lot of women, you know, play that role?
Unfortunately, a lot of people just take the bait because it might, the way it is, you know, offered might not be how it's supposed to seem. They could start with suggestive things like, look at this girl, she just came and she's all shiny, and we even used to think that you were the rainy person. It looks like, and then the person starts to sow seeds of, you know, jealousy, envy in you, and then when you're now alone, you're starting to think that, Chuchu, who is this person? Where did she come from? Who does she think she is? And then people make comments, and then you start to make comments as well. And then, okay, you have access to information, and you start to withhold, you know, that information from this person, or, you know, talk bad about the other person. So it might not start off like, oh, I want to be against this person, but the way people would probably present the person, you will now start to thinking similar like that. True, who does this person think, you know, she really is? Did she not meet me here? I was the, you know, big thing before, you know, she came in, especially in the creative industry, right? Which is what you mentioned before. If you are good, you know you are good, right? And to be honest, we always say the sky is big enough for every bird to fly. You can be good, you can be good. We can all be good together. We can create a bigger table. It doesn't always have to be one
because
person.
men don't. I mean, there's usually several seats for men, but when it comes to women, it feels like we can't all be
it just
good
has
together.
to be one,
Yes.
one person. So people always feel like, oh, if I have this gig, I don't want to collaborate with this person.
Yes, I remember one time, I don't know how many people, when Tiwa Savage was still kind of like new in the scene, I would always get so riled up when she would say, I'm the only woman on the lineup. And they'll say it with so much pride. And I'm like, what's
with the only woman on the lineup?
You don't know it.
How much of an achievement is it?
You know, but I get it because, hey, you've been picked. And that's the thing, they write that script for you and then you two are also excited. You're the only woman on this one about. You're the only woman that was picked.
I think we bite the bait because we internalize it a lot. So it also speaks to how confident are you as a person, where are you coming from in terms of your upbringing and things like that. So if you've always had maybe a mother who will tell you, oh, Rishalewa, can't you see the way she's, and then you're like, you want to be better than every woman. Or you have a dad who has maybe made you feel like only like when you're very special, or when you're good, you're then the most special. You start to feel like when somebody else is getting praise from another man, you want to be special so that you can get the same thing. So we bite it because it's also internal. It's an emotional thing so you have to be grounded, you have to be strong, you have to be okay within yourself so that you're not biting the bait.
So just to add to what she said, because it was one of my talking points, you know, we're conditioned from childhood to perform. Yeah, so you have to earn respect, to earn likeness, to be like, oh, okay, if even within siblinghood, like, oh, can't you see your sister? Like she rightly said, when she gets home from school, she does her assignment, she does this, and then she gets straight A's, and then, you know, she cooks. And you know she's pretty, and then you internalize it as well as a child, and then you start performing. Even if you don't want to do things, you begin to, you know, exert yourself just so that you can be liked, you can be praised, you can be respected. So as you grow and you get into spaces where like it's required of you to work, you now begin to overperform in those spaces again, so that you can be
earn
picked.
those little compliments.
You just have like, oh, just pick me energy. It's like, oh yeah, can't you see what she does? She gets here at 7 a.m. Meanwhile, work says she should resume at 9, but you get here at 7. So people so that the boss can see you, you know, they can like you, and then they give you work, but you don't. You do your work, you do other people's work. Say, exactly, do other people's work. Join and say, oh yeah, she's very, very hardworking. Like she goes out of her way and she performs, and then you know that. But is
there something fundamentally? I mean, some people have argued that is our nature that women, when they are together, there's always going to be a cat fight. There's always, because I mean, isn't that why there's the women supporting women agenda? Because why isn't there men supporting men? An agenda is pushed because maybe they've seen that there's something off. Women really usually don't support each other. So is there something fundamentally off about when there are women, when lots of women together, there's bound to be
drama.
Issues. Bound to be drama.
So I would say that one of the things that I find very funny is when people automatically assume that all women should be friends.
Yeah, sure.
I can't be friends with everybody.
Sure.
So the moment I'm not friends with this person, then I see this from the male folks. So why are you guys not friends? You guys, you may don't like each other.
Exactly.
No.
Like guys I don't like.
It's not exactly. Of course, men have the, would I say, rapport where you shake each other and all of that. Women, we tend to be more, you know, withdrawn, and then when you now want someone in your space, then you now get a bit more. But it doesn't mean that I hate the next person. And so when they put it in the mind of the other person, it's like, you people are not friends. Why are you not friends? And then this person is not grounded in himself. Then they start to feel, it's like, she doesn't like me. And then you start to give attitude. And she starts to give attitude. And then it becomes oh, you men don't like each other thing. I'm really tired of it. I'm really tired of it.
I totally agree. I totally agree.
Yes.
I mean, we don't have to hate each other at all.
In addition to that, you know, when we get into a space, like she rightly said, it's not from an animosity point of view. It's just, I just entered this place. I'm trying to look around to see, just to get grounded, friendly face. But the fact that she didn't smile at me doesn't mean that she
has
doesn't
an
like
issue with
me,
you.
or she has an issue with me.
She doesn't even know you.
Exactly. She doesn't even know me. But you know, men will enter a place and be like, "Oh, chairman, how far now? How you day?" And then for them,
That's
their friends.
exactly.
So because women don't easily do
And
that.
might I add that they might not even know each other, like the Yoruba would say dilly dilly. So when I get to know Nancy, I will probably know her birthday and everything.
Yes.
But it doesn't it stops at chairman for a lot of them.
Yeah.
They just know each
I
other's
don't know their
names.
names.
It doesn't
Yeah,
go-
exactly.
They would not even know each other's names. They don't know what he does. They don't know
Yes.
where he lives, all of that. But
Yes.
when women come together, we pick on details. We know each other deeper than. So it's not just surface thing. If I like this person and we're good and we're, in the same, of course, I would become really entwined.
I
So-
mean, you've mentioned, ladies being grounded in themselves, because the truth is, if everybody understands their value and they are confident in it, there will be no room or no need for you to see another person as a competition. Right? But now in a workspace, like I would always say in the creative industry, right, which ordinarily should be seen as more of a collaborative industry than a competitive one,
Right.
you see, she mentioned they're an event host, me and I'm an event host. Even if I know that I'm not available for an event on this day, I would not even want to, recommend you. I would rather I'm not available. Would you move the date for me?
Oh, so you can take
Than
my
for
shine.
me. Do you understand? Because if they pick you, you might be so good and they won't want to come back to me, things like that. So knowing how the space can be sometimes, how do you now, you being you, how do you now know how to navigate a colleague like me and, just play your wisdom so that, you're still doing great at what you're doing, and even if you don't want to mind me, just so like there's still room for you and there's still room for me.
Absolutely.
I think you have to start from the place of not seeing the person as a competition, first off. I like to see other women as an inspiration. You inspire me. There's something about you that would definitely inspire me. So if I get the opportunity to give you, maybe a job I'm not doing or anything like that, I believe that what is mine will eventually find its way. That's
Absolutely.
one. Secondly, we don't reap where we sow, but we reap what we sow. Eventually, it might be you would give me a bigger opportunity, or your sister, you might tell someone, this person opened the door for me. And then you tell me to go onto a big brand and do something even bigger. Or you give me, there's so many ways this can play out.
I also feel like if they want Denike, they want Denike.
Right.
I'm not Denike. So if they want her, it's better they have her,
There's a
because
reason
I'm
they
going
say
to
they want her.
fill up that role because I want to do, I must be the one. And they're thinking, this is not what we want because they want Denike. So if you're secure in yourself and you say, it's okay to actually let this job go because I'm really not what they want. I don't fit into, as opposed to, I want to do it and I don't want her to take my, for me, that's I think, just like she said, what's mine is mine. And if I fit into that role, even if they like, then go and bring Kiki. It is me they want, and that's how I think a lot more women, should see in circumstances like that.
But both of you have said, talked about one industry, like creative industry, and competition there. Sometimes it's not even both women don't do the same thing. Everybody has their, like, I'm a lawyer.
You're a doctor.
You're a doctor, but
still.
we're in a space where we have to work together, and then it becomes the competition is just there. Like, what if she's better at speaking than me? What if she's better at bringing people together at me?
That's
so
a little bit witchcraft.
It's just that ingrained thing that I have to perform. Like, people have to like me more than they like this person.
Do you think it started from, because as girls, we're the flowers that get plucked. So that competition starts from, okay, some man is going to come and marry you. So there are lots of girls. Men are the ones that do the choosing. So you are the one, if you're the one that's sitting down waiting for someone to choose you, it starts from there. If I have to compete for, even from secondary school, boys are the ones that come ask people out. You are not the one that they get asked out. You start to judge yourself and, what's wrong with me? Or am I what's good about her that I don't have? Do you think it starts from there? Because maybe we need to start to let girls unlearn that I'm just going to wait and they're going to choose. And because there's a lineup of girls who are also waiting, I need to find a way to be better than her so that I am chosen. Because I think that's the mindset that a lot of people even carry on to work into other places.
I agree.
Let me quickly.
Sorry.
Okay.
I'll let you go.
Thank you. Let me quickly add that. Like, I remember vividly as a child in primary school, there was a group of girls. there was one Queen Bee.
There's always one.
Yeah, and it was like every week or every day she came to school and she decided, okay, you
Wow.
you are with me today.
That's okay.
Okay.
Yeah, like you are with me today. I don't know how she became Queen Bee, but every week she changed us.
What?
Yes.
Secondary school.
Primary school.
Primary school.
Yeah, so and this is not like primary 5, it was from like primary 2, 1, 2, 3.
Yes.
So it was just that one
5-year-old,
girl.
6-year-old.
Yeah, that she
Wow.
just came to school and then she's
Goodness.
like, I don't want it to. So you know that feeling of, okay, I don't want to be
Chosen.
rejected.
Yes.
I want to be chosen today. So even from home, you're ironing your shit. Maybe you don't even want your parents to drop you in a particular car because they drop you in this particular car
she
today.
won't pick you.
Yeah, she won't pick you. You want to
Goodness.
come to school with fancy
Yes.
food flask, or you want to bring Indomie to school as opposed to
Yes.
bringing beans because Queen Bee might not want to associate with you. So before you even start doing the I need to perform for men to choose me, even amongst yourselves
Yes.
as children, you already have
Yes.
people who feel like they are the bosses, the bees,
Yes.
and we have to like surround them. So
the minions. Absolutely, that's interesting because I mean, there's a lot of unlearning we need to do because I just feel like
I agree.
it's beyond just we come into a room and we see ourselves and we're already sizing each other up and like what's she wearing? What's it? It's from childhood,
Yes.
you know, and that's why
Yes.
even as a mom I'm trying to. No, because there's times that my daughter will come home and say something about a girl. I'm very intentional to ensure that she doesn't carry on insecurities, you know, from that age, and then you know it becomes something else. Because even when it comes to patriarchy, sometimes us women are the gatekeepers. We're the ones that judge other women the most.
Yes.
They say we're the ones that refuse to mentor other women because you know, if you mentor a girl now, maybe she will steal my husband. We're always guarding something from other women, which is just very unhealthy.
Right. When we see people project things like this, right, it is always most times deeply rooted in their upbringing.
Right.
You know, it's wrong cognitive development, right? I mean, primary school, they're already doing
say,
Mean
yes.
Girls Association.
Mean Girls.
You would think where did they learn it from?
Yes, exactly.
Right?
From home, from
But
their parents, maybe they're from polygamous homes where
from seeing it somewhere.
Who's sleeping with daddy tonight? Those
Right?
are sometimes situations start from there.
And then you'll be wondering, where did the Queen Bee get that confidence to come and pick people? Why did you people listen to her? Did one person decide to stand up and say no?
Yes, no.
Why do you think
Yeah,
you need
so
to be
true.
the one calling
Yes.
the shots? Right? So she, you know, having that confidence to call the shots on other people, and you know, the rest of you now you will say, yes ma, you know, right? If somebody did stand up, right, it would level out that, okay, I don't think you need to be the boss of anybody.
Yes, exactly.
Right? We're all here
Sit
in
down.
school, you know what, they were still young, Sha.
Yeah, exactly.
We're all here
Yeah.
learning together.
Yes.
You're a
Well,
student,
see,
I'm a
that's when
student.
your self-esteem is very fragile. That's why even with my
Exactly.
daughter, as much as I pump confidence in her,
Right.
there's something she says, I'm like, ha! With a confident mom, with how I tell you every day you are beautiful, you are I don't miss affirmations. But still at that age, that's when they are the most, their friends mean a lot more to them than you. At six, if you hug them anyhow in school, their reputation, and my daughter always says, don't embarrass me. She's just 7. You embarrass me. I mean, and I'm like, as much as I pump, you know,
Right.
so no matter what, they're still at that stage where, and not everybody's parents is intentional like that at that age. Because even when you're intentional, your child will still
Right.
carry some
Yes.
insecurities. I believe no matter how secure you are, you still have insecurities.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But it now depends on how you allow those insecurities to take over your life.
Do
which
you
is where-
water them or do you
and thank you. Do you
add some manure?
absolutely?
to
And I
it?
think that's
Right.
oftentimes
And one thing is also realizing that you have insecurities.
yes.
Some people
The
go
acceptance.
through life and they are just confident in who they are and they are like unaware, completely
Yep.
oblivious to the insecurities that they carry.
Absolutely, absolutely. And we allow life to sort of use these insecurities to make us think, because oftentimes it's rooted in, I'm not enough is why I must think somebody is better than me, or I must think I need to compete with somebody. There's an I'm not enoughness, you know, that just in your mind that, okay, why is it that Nika is, everyone's talking about Nika, you know, a new girl comes in and everybody's, you know, her friend, and I'm thinking, okay, am I not enough? So how do we, what other ways does the media also push this narrative of you are not enough, so this person is the one that, or for example the Kardashian, this is how women must look, this is how women must sound, and then we now start having that I'm not enoughness in our mind, and then propagate that oh, we must compete.
To other people.
Yeah. How do you think, what do you think the media does of her?
Well, I mean, just like, you know, for parents, you need to constantly instill in the child. The media being the parents to the society would also need to subtly put that out there. Right? So social media, for example, how things are projected, how news is being relayed, how reports are being done, right? Say, for example, there was a particular point where Linda Ikeji was being slammed for putting up, you know, gist and, you know, about other women that felt like she was, I mean, as a woman, why would you constantly put up, you know, things like this? But in her mind, she's probably...
about men as well? Was she just putting up about
They just felt like, as a woman, you are putting up a lot of, you know, defamatory, you know, about women, right? So how you relay these things, you might want to put out information, but are you sensationalizing it? Right? Give us facts instead of, you know, an agenda, right? Because most times people want to chase clouds because it is the way you frame it that people want to click and read.
And women carry more shame, to be honest, than men.
To be honest.
So it's easier to shame a woman than to shame a man.
A man might just carry face and say, nah, life.
When we saw one day calls, what's it called? How many days later? Did he come out even? But with women, if you see her, for example, maybe her picture naked or something, I mean, it goes beyond her. Her family will call her, her husband will leave her, her children will be embarrassed, and so women carry on more shame. I think it's also...
But I'm sorry, do we really expect the media, no offense to the media, do we really expect the media to save us, to help us in the way that we have to do the work with, you know, our children? Right. So that's what I'm saying. Now everybody has a phone, everybody can record, everybody can do a podcast, everybody can. You can't expect the media to instill in you the confidence that you need to see the world the way you should see the world. So with our children, with our sisters, and that's why this conversation is very important, because a lot of young girls are riddled with what they see on social media, and they see the perfect body, the perfect life, the perfect boyfriend, the perfect vacation, the perfect everything, and they want to be that so bad. And so when they meet someone who seems to have it together, automatically you're an enemy, because what is it that you have that I don't have? So the work starts from the household, from the family, from working on yourself. If you're already, I mean, you're not a 6-year-old, 7-year-old, so your parents might not be able to. You do the work for yourself. Absolutely.
So true. So true. Okay, we've got, I mean, more opportunity to, you know, explore this a bit more, because that was such a refreshing and eye-opening conversation. So, well, thank you to both of you ladies. So we're going to take a short break. Our life hack is coming up, and then our agree or disagree segments, where we get to choose from if we're saying yes or agree or disagree to a statement that's going to be displayed on the screen. So don't go away. We'll be right back on The Big Conversation. This is Agree or Disagree, where we throw out a few bold statements and ask our guests and you at home to weigh in. It's simple. Agree or disagree, or somewhere in between. Just be honest, Sha. That's what we ask from you. All right, so the statement for today is, most women who say they would rather have male friends are insecure. You know how, because when women say, I don't have, I just look at them like, let me not.
You're already answering.
Exactly. Okay. Most women who say they would rather have male friends than female friends are insecure. Okay, let's in 1, 2, 3, go. Ooh, I love it. Ah, yeah, really. Okay, so Nancy is in the middle, and you disagree, Denike, and you disagree.
I
so I'm the only one.
disagree.
Okay,
I
disagree.
Okay, let's start with Nancy, who's in the middle. Okay, why are you in the middle? Why are you on the fence?
I'm on the fence because, well, I don't think it's insecurity, right? But at the same time, some people are insecure. Like there's that pick me energy that they get off of from being friends with men. And it's like, yeah, I can be friends with men because other women can't be friends with men. We used to have
I'm part of that boys club.
Yeah, we used to have that. I used to have that person when we were in secondary school, and boys just liked her. Why did they like her? During holidays, they would go to her house. She would cook. She would bake. She would do all of these things. So everyone just liked her, and all the girls. So it was like, oh, everybody likes this particular person. So there was that. But then there is the I'll say the calmness that comes from having male friends. I mean, we're here talking about pitting women against each other, but sometimes women can be very chaotic. It's the honest truth. Sometimes women can be chaotic. So it go like, okay, I like peace.
Women are highly
I like peace. Yeah, so I'd rather have male friends because men don't take things personally. They just go with the flow, and then there's that. So that's why I'm in between.
Okay, Denike, you chose disagree.
So I'm a big fan of having female friends. I think I have way more female friends than I do male friends, but I disagree because before I got to the point where I was able to really find my relationship with having female friends, the reason why I stayed away was a subtle fear with what she mentioned, the queen bee energy. And I remember I had this incident in secondary school where I was friends with this person, confided in this person, and then a female person, and then she went to tell someone else who I confided in. And then when I confronted her, why would you say that? Why would you tell her? I said, well, you take me as a best friend, but she's my best friend.
Whoa.
And it just
even your boo got a good situation.
So your best friend has his best friend. And so I was like, okay, no. So it wasn't insecurity, it was more like that fear of you can be honest and transparent and love this person and they won't love you. So I started with, okay, just be friends because guys are, just gonna be rolling with but then I'm sorry, but there's just something about female friendship that goes beyond the surface, that goes with how many of my male friends am I going to go and say, please come and pray with me, let's pray together, let's, this is what's going on in my life. And okay, so do you use tampons, do you use
Thank you. Yes.
There's something about female friendship that goes really deep, that is special, that is sweet. So for those who do not, I would say give it a chance. That's why I disagree. Give it a chance. If you have some female friends, give it a chance and not just say, oh yeah, I'm just going to be friends with
guys. Okay, how about you? Tech. You also disagree.
Thank you very much for this opportunity. So I mean, she said a lot of valid points. If you have a good female friend, you are great. You are good because you've probably established a sisterhood. However, if you now choose to have male friends, I wouldn't say it's insecurity. Now, sometimes men can be a lot more objective than women, right? Especially when you need an honest opinion. You don't need an emotional one. And naturally women are nurturers. They're emotional beings, right? And also because men have less drama. We've mentioned how two men who they don't know their names, they would greet each other like they've been friends from back in the day, and even when they have issues, they could sweep it under the rug and they are genuinely cool with each other. But it's not the same for women. So I mean, if I now choose to say, let me just have men, as friends, just for this safety, without wahala and all of it, it might not be insecurity.
Well, with these few points of view, guys, I'm still standing with my full chest. Because when I hear maybe because a lot of women I hear, they're saying it with such pride and gusto that all my friends, I don't have female friends, all my friends, and I can just smell the insecurities. I get it. From all of the things that you guys have said, I'm still hearing the fear of you don't want drama. I'm still hearing the fear, and that's what insecurity really is. When there's a fear of, oh, if I go too deep with this person, I might not be their best friend, and they are my best friend, I can still sense the fear. And
but it's balance.
However, and they are valid. However, when people just say, when a lot of ladies say it, I just feel like you're missing out on a lot. Because for me, you're talking about how, female friendship, a woman can have like emotional advice. I think there's something about attention to detail that a woman will give you when she gives you advice. Of course, be friends with people who are also secure. And that's the thing. I think it's because most people are friends with people who are insecure. That's why she wants to upstage you. You dress and she's telling you, why are you dressing nicer than me? I don't have such friends. And the moment I sense such a thing from you, I will not be your friend. And there are loads of women who are super secure. I mean, I'm always telling her she's like my girl crush. Love her. She's a radio person as well. I mean, when I saw Nancy as well. So that's the vibe. For me, I feel like give what you want. Let us be the propagators of, you know what? I'm going to be the, person who's not trying to compete with you. I'm going to be my own person, be very cheer you on. And I do that a lot to women because I get that from women as well. So I feel like we also just need to navigate not being friends with women who are insecure, because there are plenty, and it's because fundamentally women are raised to be insecure, to feel like, what if they don't pick me? What if I don't get married? I don't think it goes through men's mind that what if I don't get married? But it goes through most women's mind, and so we're raised to feel insecure, and so we carry that insecurity through life. What if I don't get married? No, to what if I don't become the girl that everyone likes? So I feel like a lot of women that say it, I just can sense the insecurities because, oh my goodness, you're afraid because maybe someone's hurt you before, a lady has, done that to you before. So I feel, please give secure women partnership. I know female relationships can be very high maintenance. Just like what you said. A lot of men don't, you don't buy them birthday presents. But if you have a friend and you don't buy them birthday present, I'm not one of those friends though, because that's not my gifts, my love language. If you don't buy me, I can understand that maybe you didn't, you don't have money. I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. So I would say women should give secure women friendships, a chance, and you find out that perhaps. And
please, let's quell likability syndrome. I call it likability syndrome. You want to be liked by fire, by force. Be a decent human being. Be confident, be polite. But if someone doesn't like you, keep it moving. It's okay.
And she doesn't not like you because you're a woman. Also, I find a lot of women also bringing it down to, it's because I'm a woman, and it's because I'm finer than. No, maybe you are just not a nice person, and they just don't like you. They haven't do it that you are finer, that your dress is nicer. I just don't like you. Because there's some guys I don't like either. So I don't have to like every woman. It doesn't have to be because of your gender. What do you think, Nancy?
So I want to everyone has talked about sisterhood.
Yes.
And I have one of the best sisterhoods. Like those women, they are we call ourselves our women. So, and yes, you may not want drama, but when you find sisters, there's that peace. I mean, honestly, no man can give you what sisterhood can give you.
Totally agree.
No man can give you what sisterhood.
Yes. If you find the
no man can give you what sisterhood can give you. Like she rightly said, there's just that. This is my person. Yes. You call her about anything. You pray about anything. Friendship dates. I have a friend. Each time I go to Lagos on Thursdays, we have a friendship date. Aww. And we just go to a restaurant. We do restaurant hopping. Okay, I found this new place. It's affordable. It's cheap. Let's go try it out. And we go there. We gist. We talk. There's just something healing about that, and it's you're not performing. Yes. But for sometimes, even with your male friends, you have to do some performance with them. You can't be your true self because he may not really get it.
So true. I mean, I'm a girl's girl, and I'm a girl's girl through and through, and I encourage other women to be girls. You may not find what you're looking for, but be what you're looking for is why I think we can now spread that. Women supporting women can be more when women just support women, not because you are looking for support in return. Just support women, period, so that we can have more women who are supporting women as opposed to that once a year where we do our accelerating. Anyway, wow. Okay, we have our wise words on the web. Let's display our wise words on the web. Adenike, can you see it?
Right, I can.
Yes, can you read it for us?
Every woman's success should be an inspiration to another. We are strongest when we cheer each other on.
Serena Williams, the GOAT. Absolutely, we are strongest when we cheer. I mean, there's nothing fancy about her. Look at her. All of that, it just shows your insecurities. I would say, clean your nose, your insecurities. The insecurities are showing. All right, well, that's a wrap on this week's episode of The Big Conversation. Let's remember that when one woman wins, we all win. And there's more than enough space at the top for all of us. Thank you to our amazing, fabulous, gorgeous ladies, Denike and Nancy, for bringing your voices and stories into the room today. Let's keep the conversation going online. Use the hashtag #TheBigConversation. Tag us and tell us what resonated with you. I'm Ronke, And until next time, keep your mind open, your heart ready, and your circle powerful. It's been an amazing and engaging edition of The Big Conversation.